Hi guys, welcome back to B Speed Shop. So in today's video I'm going to be working on my floor to sill reinforcement brackets and hopefully getting them welded in as well. So this is my rear reinforcement bracket which is ready to weld in. I've got the spot weld holes punched out as well. So that one will fit in just about there somewhere. So obviously once I get it lined up properly I'll put the spot welds in down this edge. And then this is the front one, which I still need to punch a few holes on either side for the spot welds. And then obviously that fits in just about there somewhere, I think. Maybe forward a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'll get the holes punched on this, and then I'm going to work on getting the rear one welded in first. So this rear floor to sill reinforcement bracket welds on top of the rear fixing bracket for the rear subframe, so it fits on, should be just there somewhere. But what I'm going to do is, so I know that this threaded captive nut lines up with the hole on the outer sill, I'm just going to fit the outer seal up and mark a line on here where the hole will be, just so I know I can get that centered in the right place. So I've got my floor to sill reinforcement bracket clamped into place now, and it just about lines up with this hole, so I might just have to open up this hole here a little bit just to make sure that if I need to put a bolt in here that will clear. But I'm pretty happy with the position of it, so I'll get that one welded in, and then I can move on to the front, get that one in position properly, and then get that welded in as well. So I've got my rear floor to sill reinforcement bracket welded in now. So I wasn't really happy with the welds first time round. They were sitting on like this bit here. It's sitting on top quite a lot, hasn't really sunk into the metal, hasn't penetrated it properly. So I ground the tops of those off and I came back and redone them. And you can see like this little seam I did just here, it sinks into this plate and the side where the flange is on this rear bracket. You can see the weld is actually sunk in quite nicely, so I know that that's properly penetrated the metal. It was hot enough to penetrate the metal, so I'm much happier with those welds now. So I can just carefully grind the tops off of these little high bits and leave it at that. Just spray it with some primer just to give it some protection. So now what I'll do is I'll move on to the front one, get that in position and get that welded in. So I've got my holes punched in my bracket now. So I've done 5 either side. So that's just how many I could get evenly spaced along that edge. Then obviously that weld in there I can do the spot welds. So I've got my front floor to sill reinforcement bracket in now, and I'm happy with the position of it. So I've got a few self-tapping screws on the inside, just holding it in place at the moment. So obviously I'll get the welder set up and weld it in. I've got my front floor to sill reinforcement bracket all welded in now. I'm a lot more happier with the way the welds went on this one compared to the back one. I feel like they actually penetrated both pieces of metal quite nicely, the floor and the bracket itself. They do stand a little bit tall still, but I can just grind the tops of those down, and I've checked from the other side and the penetration does look quite good as well. So I'm almost ready to put the outer sill on. Obviously I've got the cross member extension and the jacking point which welds to the floor just here somewhere, which I got a weld on, so I'll need to drill some holes in that for the spot welds and put some weldable primer on it just to give it some protection. But I've got the rear bracket welded in, front one welded in, and then obviously I've got that centre cross member extension to weld in, and then I can put the outer sill on itself, which I'll spot weld all the way along this edge, and then I've got my new door jamb which will spot weld together along that edge to the outer sill. and then I'm going to spot weld it along there, seam weld it down that edge, and then obviously on the back it's got that bit which tucks in here under this, so this will fold down on top, so then I can finish those spot welds along there and weld up this corner here where that piece comes in like that. So I've been working on grinding the tops of these welds back, and it looks like all the metal has fused together quite nicely, so I'm happy about that. I'm not too bothered about grinding them flat or flush all the way, because once the outer sill's on you're not going to be able to see them anyway. So I'm going to be leaving this little job here for now, and I'm going to come back next weekend and keep working on the cross member extension and jacking point, and then once that's in I can get the outer sill on and weld that in. So thanks for watching this video.